Hello, YouTube. I said I was going to do this a long time ago, but this is part 2 of the review for the Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm. Now, initially, I thought it was the 2.0 because of that green thing on the front sight, but it's not. After further research, it's the, just one of the first generations. It's just the M&P 9. But before we get involved, let's just do the standard check. Make sure everything's all good to go. Everything's good. Okay. Also, the practice magazine is empty. Since I have everything cocked back, I'm just going to point this out right now. It has one of those things in the magazine well where if there's not a magazine inside, the firing pin won't engage. So that's something that's kind of annoying, because if you ever want to do dry fire practice, you have to have a magazine inside. And we all know what a pain in the A it is to, unload and then reload 17 rounds into a magazine, because we're so busy these days, right? But anyway, yeah, so gun's empty, good to go. So some features, one thing that I don't like about this M&P is the safety. It's just, it's all up against the serrations right there. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, they could have just made it to where it's down a little bit like that, and then, in the safe position, and then when you have to put it into firing mode, just go lower. But I use unconventional holster methods, so that's why this safety is just kind of annoying to me. But it seems to be like the main thing on all guns. So, since we're here, I'll show you my holster. Well, my concealed holster, I should say. It's basically this thing right here. Basically just blocks the trigger, so it doesn't get pressed on anything. And this is actually a jury-rigged, custom-made thing that I did. I put the holster, put holes into it, and then use some twine to like attach it on 3 points. And yeah, that's my holster. It just hides right there. This is what it looks like. There are some accessibility issues, but when the time is right, I just wear, open holster, or I can even do this to the thing, and then it's just easier to access, but it's mainly for concealment, just daytime, casual chores and stuff, going shopping, because people these days, I guess, they get kind of like freaked out about guns and stuff. But yeah, that's my unconventional jury-rigged holster. Some other things about the gun. Alright. So you got the safety right there. This thing over here is, what is that thing? Oh yeah, that's the slide lock. Can't complain. I mean, it does its job, keeps it back. It's never slipped up on me or anything like that. This thing right here is the the thing that you push down to take the gun apart. Some other aspects about the M&P series that I've noticed is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there's like a little lever in there. It's not the one that you're seeing right now. It's like something in the background, but you essentially have to flick it down. I'll just do it. I haven't taken the gun apart in a few months, so I guess now is as good as time as any. So there's this little thing back there that you flick down. Maybe you can see it now, like that other thing, like the middle, that lever in the middle of the screen, that's the one that you have to flick down. I'll flick it up again so you can see, now it's not there. So, you just use a pen or a pencil or whatever. Flick it down, and then you gotta flick this thingamajig forward, and then release the slide and take it off. This is the innards of the gun, or part of it. I mean, this is the part that actually classifies the gun, because it's got the serial number on it, but it's like less than half as heavy as like the metal part. So it's like, is that the gun? Is that the part you have to sign up for? That piece of plastic, it weighs like nothing. But anyway, this is like probably the simplest gun that is ever possible to even take apart. Unless you're talking about the trigger group, which I have no clue about. You know, I'm not a gunsmith or anything like that, but let's get a better shot. Standard gun things, you know. And then you got the, I'm not even going to pretend. I think this is a recoil spring or something like that. Let me take that out. Then the barrel comes out, and it's all creepy. It's like, is that the barrel? Really? And then you just got this piece of metal. Like, I don't know what it does, but... No, but yeah, it's super easy to take care of and all that stuff. I probably put about... maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 rounds with the gun, and there's yet to be any type of issue at all, which is not the case with my shield, my M&P shield in the 40 cal version. Many problems with the feed ramp and even ejection. It's not a good gun in my experience, the M&P shield in the 40 version. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the 40 caliber, at least the target ammo, has like a flat face, and I think it's causing an issue like in catching on the feed ramp into the way to the barrel, but that'll be for another video. So anyway, the way to put this gun back together is, you know, you put all the springs and all that stuff, and then get that slide back on, and then lock it back, push that mystery lever back again, and then remember that third lever I was talking about, or the one in the middle I should say? You gotta pop that thing back into, you know, wherever it goes. That middle one. Alright, you can't see it. And, you know, you can use your pinky. Some other people, you know, you put your magazine in, and that'll push that disassembly lever back into place. But, so yeah, that's how you take this thing apart, clean it, you know. But yeah. So, some other things. By the way, when I bought this gun, I bought it used. So, you know, when I first started buying guns, I wanted them brand new and all that stuff. But I've learned, if you buy them used, somebody has already broken them in for you. They've already spent the money to, you know, use all that ammo and stuff to break them in. And maybe that's why this gun has never had an issue, because it's already broken in. But let's see. Okay, so standard magazine, 17 rounds. Yeah. Let's check out the trigger. As I've mentioned before, it's a pretty cool feature that the slide locks back. You know, or it's supposed to once the magazine is empty. But I've never had an issue where it didn't do that. But you just never know. Things break sometimes, or you know, wizards cast spells on you. But anyway, alright, so let's take a look at the trigger. And once again, it's annoying that you have to have a magazine inside to actually have the trigger, you know, activate. Okay, alright. I'll use my other finger to, let's see. Trigger is horrible, honestly. Look at that. I can't do it left-handed, but I'll try to do it again, but in a way that you can see it. Let's see. Right there. That was the point of reset. So the trigger is it's very long, I should say, you know. Just a long trigger pull. Weight-wise, I'm ashamed of you, Smith & Wesson. Let's check the reset. Right there. Or right there. I don't know. Creaky old gun full of grain dust, right? Oh, safety. That'll get me killed one day. That was the reset right there. There's some other creak that goes on because I don't know if you can see it, but the trigger is like a weird like lever thing. There's like a pin right there, or two pins that it's supposed to be some sort of safety mechanism, but I don't know why they do that. There's already a manual safety on the thing. Yeah, other things about the gun, I've never even had an opportunity to attach something like maybe a flashlight. They got some lasers that can go around the trigger guard, I believe, or even down here. But other than that, I've been looking for a video on YouTube to, I want to see a pistol with like a tripod on it, or a bipod, like this thing right here. Like, I want to see something like that, just like a pistol with, I don't know, it's hard to find though, I've never seen one, but I'm sure they make them for like just weird people. Other features about the gun, on the top of the slide right here, they have one of those holes to where you can like generally see if there's a bullet inside. You know, it's just something extra to, you know, check safety and stuff. Because if that hole wasn't there, you would have to do that. But I'd suggest checking anyway. Let's see, other things. The grips, when I bought it, I did buy it used, but it came with the other 3 grips. I believe this is the medium one, and it like just, it's this thing on the back side. Pop it off and put the other one on. Magazine, standard 17 rounds. I've never seen a magazine with like a gray, whatever you call that, a feed thing, or like the trough. Is that the new name for them, the trough? But yeah. Sometimes they're just like black or gray, or I mean black or orange, but anyway. This is the M&P 9mm. Probably my favorite pistol ever because no issues. I've had other issues with the M&P Shield 40 cal. I've had issues with the 38 Special Airweight, which is my first gun ever. And yeah, this gun is cool. I mean, it's the best gun to in my experience, but like I said before, each gun is an individual. You know, that they might have certain flaws, or they might, you know, not. But this one in particular, no issues whatsoever. My rating is 9 out of 10. And if the safety mechanism was a little bit different, it would have gotten a 10 out of 10. But that's just not a good, you know, mechanism for my lifestyle when I use different types of holsters, stuff like that. But anyway,